Did you see a giant sword and think, man, this class looks so cool? Same bro. Hiya, I'm Scully Sinful, your big bro, and today I want to share my combat bag Withered Knight build for new players and beginners. The goal of this build is to be as simple and easy to use with a combat bag of any rarity. This version of the build uses Greatsword skills primarily, but I'm currently labbing a pull-on version. With this build, you should have increased survivability, an easier time jumping back into matches, and of course extracting. All you need gear-wise from this build is a combat bag with a Greatsword preset. Any Greatsword preset will do, but try to grab ones with defensive blue affixes if you can, otherwise damage affixes like Burst will be valuable as this build executes the Withered status effect a lot. Your victory wine should focus on whatever gets your combat bag affixes to level 5 or whatever feels comfortable to you. This guide is divided into 3 parts: talents and skills, movement breakdown / combos, and finally gameplay clips. As I want to respect your time, feel free to skip around wherever you need to, as timestamps are included in the description. For those who want to see the build, here are the talents. Here are the advanced talents. And here are the skills. For those who want a more detailed breakdown, keep watching. Before going any further, I need to explain the core class mechanic: Wither and Execute. Wither is a status effect that can be placed on the enemy through a variety of skills and light attacks. If you see a glowing blue aura around the sword or spear, it means the next light attack will apply Wither. Execute detonates the Wither mark for additional damage. This is done via heavy attacks and certain skills. Let's begin with our talents and skills. The core skills of this build are Parry, Thorn Guide, Withering Mark, and Javelin Throw. If you are still in the leveling process, replace Thorn with Breakthrough Charge. These 3 skills provide us with tools at all ranges. Parry lets us deal with both close range and far away enemies thanks to its generous duration and its branching attack. Parry lasts for 5 seconds or until it absorbs 5 attacks. Be mindful of that limit. Use light attack for a close range slash or heavy attack for a long range dash and slash, both of which apply Wither on hit. Withering Mark is our mid-range pressure tool. This move will usually force a dodge or apply damage and wither on hit. Thorn Guide drags enemies towards us, or if they are blocking or in super armor, drag us towards them. This works exceedingly well at catching fleeing opponents or to guarantee follow-up damage. If you aren't high enough level for any of these skills, use Breakthrough Charge as an alternative. This skill dashes forward and lets you follow up with a branch attack with a left or right arc. Finally, we have our one spear skill, Javelin Thrust. This is a super effective gap closer and applies Wither on hit. Now let's take a look at our talents. For this build, we will be taking Greatsword Specialization as it allows us to have 3 Greatsword skills. For our core Greatsword archetype, we will grab the 3 left side skills. This changes how our Wither and Execute works together. Execute will still detonate the Wither, but it will now also refresh the duration, meaning Wither stays on the enemy. Thanks to the Bad Karma talent, Wither will now also provide additional debuffs on the enemy, stacking whenever Execute detonates and extends Wither. The first is a simple movement speed reduction. The next proc increases enemy vulnerability, which just makes them take more damage. And the final debuff applies a bleed effect. Executing Wither again refreshes the duration of these debuffs. The final talent is Legacy, which gives us back a small amount of health if our enemies die with debuffs, and a larger amount of health if it's a player. This talent allows us to make many mistakes as a new player on the PvE side of things, since it significantly reduces the amount of health items you would need to use. As you get better at the game, you can replace this talent with something else, but for new players, the value of consistent free heals cannot be understated. Next, we'll take both parry talents. The first one reduces its cooldown if it absorbs an attack, and the second grants our branch attacks super armor. The next talent is Instant Wither, which makes it so that our Withering Mark can execute Wither if it's already on an enemy. I cannot understate how good this skill can be in PvP, as it allows us to keep our debuffs going at range. Finally, the last skill is our free slot. You can grab a variety of talents, but the ones I look out for are Sacred Body. This just gives us increased magic resistance, Righteous Creed, which gives us an extra damage after executing Wither, or Joint Pierce, which reduces the enemy's movement speed after they have been hit by Thorn. I run Joint Pierce at the moment for its general utility, but I grab Creed when I know I'll be going for bosses or mini-bosses. Finally, we have a variation of the build for more experienced players, where you don't take Legacy and instead invest our free point to maximize Javelin Thrust with both of its talents. This will add a kick at the end of Javelin Thrust that can stun an enemy if they collide with terrain or another player, making it possible to follow up with a Greatsword heavy attack to begin stacking bad karma. Now let's take a deeper look at the Withered Knight's moveset and combos. The Knight has a simple 3 light attack combo. If you input a dash and light attack immediately after, you will do an attack with a slight forward dash and a slash. Dash input does not matter, as you will always do the same light attack forward after a dash. After any heavy attack input, you can do a light attack that does 2 rapid swings. This is known as Pursuit. Jump into light is a shallow attack that really requires you to be right on top of the enemy to connect. Heavy attacks are where Withered Knight truly shines. Your basic heavy is an upward slash with forward momentum. This is a great move to use as a follow-up for stuns or pulls. By holding heavy, you can use a dash attack that hits twice. Both attacks can execute Wither. If you land both of your hits when Wither is already active on an enemy, you can instantly stack bad karma to max. Aim your camera slightly upwards when you're using hold heavy to make it easier to land that first attack. Jump heavy is a vertical strike with decent range and can often land you critical headshot hits. Dash heavy has 2 variations. When strafing left to right or holding forward with dash, you can do a leap slash forward. When holding backwards during a dash, your heavy will instead be a fading strike that hits in front of you while also making a little bit of distance. After any heavy attack variation, a light attack input will be transformed into Pursuit. Weaving light attacks and heavy attacks with dodges and skills is what makes Withered Knight such a fun and compelling class to play. At the beginning of the fight, you will use Javelin Thrust to close the gap before immediately switching to Greatsword. Now that you're up close and have Wither on the enemy, your next goal is to execute it with a heavy or withering mark. If your opponent fights back, use parry to defend and riposte. If they run away, chase them down with hold heavy or thorn. If you are using the more advanced version of this build, you can use Javelin Thrust into kick stun for a guaranteed Greatsword execute. Now let's see the build in action. Motherfucker. Of course. Got him. What? No! You're joking, man. We gotta heal. Damn. No shot. Trying to force us in a bad spot. Shit. Alright, he's kind of panicking though. I'm dog water. Nice. Oh, I got tagged by that? Bad. Nice. Dead. Whew. Good stuff. You're the guy who stole my quest. I just know it. Here's a sorcerer. Remember that thing I said? Okay. Dead. Oh, that's a whole ass player. Hello. Why'd I chug? Ow. Oh god. Oh, fuck me. I'm gonna reset. Chug jug. Oh! Oh, hell yeah, dude! Oh, hell yeah, dude! Okay. 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 Both got baited. Got him. Woo! What are you talking about, brother? Oh, good loot, extract as soon as possible. Thanks so much for watching. I've been Skully Sinful, your big bro. If you liked the video, drop a like and sub. What has been your favorite class so far? I love Withered Knight the most, but I was surprised to find how much I enjoy Seer and Sorceress. Till next time, remember, when the world bares its fangs, bite back.